Megan. Is it Megan or Megan?
Megan.
Megan?
This is so much easier to do in front of kids, I'm telling you.
Just imagine we are kids.
I know, I'm thinking about it. Alright. So, there are different ways to present ideas and topics, and which come in many unique forms. So, for example, I mainly instruct in front of children, so I'm like, "Woo, come do this, come do this." But seeing as speaking about a presentation, my speech topic is magnetic presentation. In front of all of you, I'm not going to be jumping around and, you know, like, woo. I'll try to keep it more your level, more than anything. Alright, so throughout this short speech or presentation, I will discuss 6 key topics on magnetic presentation and to holding a successful presentation and why they are important. The 6 key topics are the beginning, eye contact, voice, hand gestures, and stance and movement, and of course the ending of a presentation. The beginning of a presentation is the most important, for you need to gain the attention of the whole audience and welcome them in. There are 5 points that you should go through to engage listeners, which is grabbing their attention. So to start with, in the start of a presentation, you should come in and be like, "Oh, so is everyone ready to start now?" And then they'll come in and sit down and start listening. Or, "Could I have everyone's attention?" And then welcome them for coming. So, welcome them for coming. And to listen, followed by introducing yourself and the purpose of the presentation. And finally, stating how you will answer questions throughout the presentation. Which, if anyone does have any questions through this, feel free to ask. Eye contact is a vital part of presenting. We don't want to come across intimidating by staring directly into people's eyes, or too shy by avoiding all eye contact. So, ideas that can get you involved with each individual is such as not make eye contact but eye connection. Not like staring at someone but talking to them, like this for example, and then moving along so then everyone feels like they're welcomed in and involved in the conversation. Instead of flicking through nervously or just staring at the ground or at the roof and not directly at people. And moving on. So, also So, maintaining eye contact is the way to go for holding a successful conversation and presentation. We use our voice gesture and we use our voice to give expression in our words in an effort to provide clarity and enthusiasm towards certain subjects. We use our voice in many ways to explain certain objectives and can put more meaning behind a word by the way we emphasize it. By switching the pitch or tone of your voice, people can tell how interested you are in the topic, which can engage them more or less. For example, if I came in here and I was like, "Oh, so I'm doing my presentation on magnetic presentation and stuff," you'll be like, "Oh, cool." But as soon as I've come in and be like, "Hey everyone, I'm doing my presentation on magnetic presentation," you're like, "Oh, what is that? I could listen to this." Following on from this is hand gestures, which can be quite engaging but yet quite off-putting. So you have to use them in the right way. It can help show people what you mean without using visuals. Although if you are nervous about the presentation, it is best to stand with your hands down by your side so you don't fiddle with things, which probably I'm doing right now. That's fine. Once you're confident in speaking in front of people, you can use hand gestures to emphasize the structure of your presentation. Stance and movement are also an important part of your presentation because you want to appear confident rather than shy and nervous. Proper stance and movement during the presentation is crucial to engaging your audience. Although with too much movement it can make you seem nervous, but standing still without movement can be off-putting. So limit the range of motion, moving only to emphasize a point. This will produce a sufficient amount of movement. Your stance will work to attract, distract, shift, or keep your audience attention. The ending. This is the part where you want to summarize your whole presentation and welcome in any questions. So towards the end of the presentation, this is towards the end of my presentation, you should give the audience warning or go over the key points that were discussed throughout the presentation, and summarise everything, and welcome any questions that the audience might have. Are there any questions that the audience has? No, that's fine, that's fine. So the key points throughout my presentation I tried to discuss was the beginning, which you have to try and engage the audience, eye contact, eye contact, not glance around the room quickly, but stay and have an eye engagement, like conversation with your eyes of each person rather than flicking through. Voice, so you don't want to appear boring, or you don't want to appear too much, depending on your audience. Hand gestures, you don't want to be like waving your arms around like crazy, you just want to have them casual and confident. And stance and movement, you don't want to be kind of slumped over giving your presentation, but you want to appear confident and well, I suppose. And of course the ending, you want to summarise everything in your speech or presentation and let everyone come in and ask questions if they have any. Thank you.